What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's full-time reaction to Celtic 5, Aberdeen 1. I've got Callum and Lee with me to go through it. Lee, a resounding one in terms of the scoreline in the end. What do you make of that one tonight?
Yeah, just felt like a bit of a strange game. Obviously delighted to get the 3 points and 5 goals, but parts of the game were quite scrappy for us, especially first half. I think we struggled in the first 15-20 minutes where Aberdeen brought their wingers back inside, and when Schlupp and Johnson tried to get out inside or inverted, they closed it off, so we kind of went back and forth, and then I think we got caught a couple of times and lucky not to be 1-0 down. But I think our big players came to the fore again tonight, and Mr Maeda, another 2 goals. So yeah, fantastic win. Good to get back winning ways after Saturday, but still a bit of work to do. And I think now we're going to be going back to week. The team need it.
It'll be good for the team to get a free midweek next week, Callum. I thought Aberdeen started well, first 10-15 minutes, as Lee says, pressed as well. We had a couple of ropey moments at the back. Thought we were ruthless in that first half to get 3-0. Do you think 3-0 flattered us at half time?
Aye, majorly. I honestly do. I thought Aberdeen were probably just edging it in the first half, if I'm honest. But again, the time of this year is all about results. It's not really about, you can't moan at performances. And again, I'm somebody that will moan quite easily, but you can't really. Again, the counter-attack in the first goal, Maeda is just a joke. We keep talking about it and keep saying how alive he is, but literally, he's so...
Great finish.
Aye, and I know you're a bit unsure whether he is a striker. I think he's better as a striker than he is as a winger. The amount of times I watch him out wide and he tries to cross it and his end product's not there, I've barely seen him scuff anything up front so far. I get it's not like a long time, it's not a full season, but now his goals, what's that, maybe 25 this season, I think it's 12, 13 assists. I'd probably be fair to say, it's a big shout, but he's probably the second most informed player in the world behind Mo Salah. Mate, he probably is. Mo Salah's causing it, Ballon d'Or, but Maeda right now, current form, is probably the most second informed player right now.
Second in the Ballon d'Or vote, shouldn't he?
Maybe not that, right? But he is right now. He's so in form. He's getting goals, he's getting assists. He's doing everything right, and again, the first goal, I can't remember exactly what happens, but I remember...
Engels tries to play the wee ball in, the defender cuts it out, just loops up.
On it a wee bit, and the defender hesitates whether it's going to be Ross Doohan's ball to collect it, and Maeda just goes, you know what, sit there lads, I'll take it, and just gets his foot over the ball and puts it in, and again, probably maybe didn't deserve that, but it was, and then the second goal comes from a counter. Aberdeen are pressing extremely high. The boy McKenzie at left back was on Kuhn quite a lot. You've seen Kuhn and Jota switch, but it comes from Kuhn releasing the ball out to Jota. Jota then drives maybe 30-40 yards, does really well, and then I'm sure he cuts it to Engels again, and then obviously Engels, I'm thinking, put your laces through it, and I'm and he passes it back, I'm like, oh, what's he doing? And then Jota scuffs it, and you get a little bit of luck. To be fair, that's what you need, and now you're 2-0 up, and I'll take it.
Aye, I think that second goal is really well worked. Jota, as Callum says, carries the ball. We know he's brilliant at that, gets up the pitch, but he's got the composure to make the right decision and slide Engels in. And to be fair to Engels, who was good all night, I thought he's good again, just calm, cuts it back and gives Jota an open goal.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed Engels tonight. I thought he was really assured and starting to be a bit of a leader in the team as well. The way he was playing tonight, but Jota just helps us so much. We've seen it on Saturday in the second half where he carried the ball. Obviously should have scored, but just moments of magic where we were talking before, Callum, he holds on to the ball and he can beat a man. We're talking about Kuhn who will drift inside a lot. You can give it to Jota and he can go one-on-one, or he can get a cross in. A couple of times he cut inside and hit a couple of shots, but yeah, I think Scuff put the ball in basically. I think the keeper will be disappointed probably with a couple of the goals. The third goal, actually, I thought they were going to chop it off. It did look like a foul as he cut across him, but I've seen a close-up of it and it was alright. McGregor doesn't really make great contact with it, but
it was right foot.
It was right foot as well, yeah. Kind of side foot, and it just had enough to get under Doohan's arms, but to go in 3-0 was just fantastic, really.
Aye, Callum, you wanted that third goal again. You're thinking about the last time Aberdeen came here, we're 2-0 up at half time, you think we're cruising, and then we got sort of switched off second half. The third goal does sort of kill the game as a spectacle. Triple sub, just about 60-minute mark, Yang comes into the game. I thought he had a great impact again. I mean, he's one of those players, I keep saying it, where when he starts games you often don't see it, but when he comes off the bench he's having good impacts.
He's probably more an impact player because the level of what Aberdeen were at that stage when he comes on, they're a little bit tired, they're 3-0 down, the momentum was on Celtic's favour. At the start of the game they were really pressing Jota, every time Jota tried to take the ball he's getting his feet stood on basically, they're forcing him back the way. if that's Yang, then people would then look at it a different way of going, he's not good enough, he's not taking the ball. It's because Aberdeen were in a different place to the time that he comes on, of where they are. Next, it's all about try and keep the ball at the net, don't lose 4, don't lose 5. Obviously that happens, but I don't know about Yang. Like, he's not good enough going forward. He's not. And I'm not having a go at him, right? I'm not. Just some people are at this level and some aren't, and that's the difference. Good, like, he done well to get his goal.
It was well worked.
Well, it's well worked
from the team.
But Ross Doohan, oh my God, that's awful. Like, he just like, it's like when you hit a flyway ball and like a wee child and it's his size like 5 goals, you just hit it and it's just and it wobbles about everywhere. He had nothing to, like, you couldn't save it, and I was like, my God, he's terrible, Ross Doohan. But I'm not taking that away from Yang. That sounds like I am. He's still there. He still takes the shot. You need to like be there to take the shot to get a goal. So he gets it. It's a really good build-up. So he does get it. But whether that means like long-term or anything, I doubt it. I think he plays more often to give other players a rest than he is getting on for quality, if I'm honest.
Aye. Listen, the jury's out on him. I don't think MD's convinced that he's ever going to be a first-choice starter, but he has had positive impacts a few times off the bench recently. Lee, Aberdeen did get a goal with a couple of, again, suppose shaky moments in the second half. Shaden Morris robbed Trusty on the halfway line, got in one-on-one with Michael, put it wide of the post, and then I think he gets by Scales just towards the 90th minute into added time, and Aberdeen get their goal.
Yeah, I thought Trusty, I talked about him on Saturday, I thought again at times physicality for the size of the guy. He got rumbled a couple of times off the ball, and Morris had went through earlier as well, and he got caught. I just think he needs to sharpen it up. And just be a bit tighter and don't dive in so much. Sometimes he dives in and spin him. But yeah, I mean, Scales came on and the left back, I don't think that's where his position is, and the boy dropped the shoulder and he tried to put the boot in, and the boy's quite fast, that Morris.
Yes,
I think that's what he does. He comes on, he runs, and he's got pace. So to get beat near post, I think Schmeichel was disappointed. He seen him kick the post after it. But we go up the other end and we finish it off nicely. I was actually just leaving because I thought, right, I'll get down to see the boys. And I think the TV screens were about a minute behind, so I just had the chance and then we seen it on the screen. But it was a lovely move again, and Dyson he's just scoring and scoring and scoring.
Well, he moves out wide, Callum, and he still manages to find a goal at the back post. Again, worked well. Johnston down the right hand side puts a lovely ball in. We also saw a Celtic debut for Jude Bonner off the bench. It's relatively rare that we see youth academy players make their debut, so nice to see him come on. I thought he had some nice touches. Big, tall player, left-footed, looks elegant.
His physique's pretty good. That's the one thing you notice when he comes on the pitch. Well, who's that? Like, he looks a bit tall. A lot of the boys are quite obviously small in stature and maybe not as strong, but he looked like as he could develop, that he could be a player that could get into the first team potentially. Again, on the last goal, it's really good for Celtic because I concede that goal, and I think it's quite poor for Scales. He gets shifted too quick, and he knows Morris can't go inside because it's too flooded. There's too many Celtic players in the centre, so he has to go out wide. So he kind of gets sucked in. Is that from rust because he's not played in the last few weeks? Not Taylor, Scales, sorry. So that's maybe what that's down to. But sucks to lose a goal. Again, that's the third goal this season we can see. It's all at Aberdeen, and like they're such a up and down team. Like what season they've had, yet they're the only team to score at Celtic Park. So that's a strange one, but it's a good mentality to go, you know what, we're not going to let them have the last say. We'll try and get on again and increase the goal difference. And Johnson does really well. The ball, how many times do you see that? Maybe just a bit too much on it, and it goes way over the top or goes out for a throw-in. Beautiful, perfect weight on it. And Tyzan's just like sneaks up with people, and like even after that, there's a moment where Schmeichel's got the ball again, and Tyzan's sprinting out. He's like in like Callum McGregor position, and he's sprinting to go, give me the ball. It's just incredible.
Some of his pressing at times, and on top of the goalkeeper, you could see the fear in them.
He caught Doohan out a couple of times, by the way. But what I would say is with Dyson is, for me now, he's the priority in the summer. He's the priority to get him tied down. What is he, 27?
Yeah.
So he's really, people will be looking at him.
Oh, big time.
In England, like, we talk about Kuhn and stuff like that, but it's not Kuhn for me. It's Dyson Maeda that's going to be hard to keep at Celtic.
Oh, aye, with the season he's had, the goals in Champions League, there's no doubt teams will be looking at him. I think that the thing about him is not just having the capacity to go and press and constantly run for 90 minutes, the desire to do it. He's coming in off the left-hand side to chase down centre halves there at 4-0, 4-1 in the game. Most players, let's be honest, they can't be arsed for that. The game's done, and he's still there running himself into the ground. It's absolutely incredible. Just last bit on Bonner, I watched him against Slovan Bratislava for the B team earlier in the season. I was impressed with him, so nice to see him get a debut tonight. Lee, that puts us 16 points clear. Is it 5 wins we need if we get the win in the derby here? So we are now at the stage of the season where we're ticking them off.
What's 9? What's somebody saying today? 9 for the treble. So yeah, we're starting to tick them off, counting down. I think Saturday's a big one on a tough pitch at a tough time of the day. St Mirren obviously got their big win at the weekend. So I think once we get through that one, we'll start to relax a little bit more, and then obviously we can put away our rivals with their new lineup, which will be exciting for them, hopefully, and us. So yeah, we're getting there. It'd be nice to go to week now. I think the players need a wee break, especially some of the boys that have been playing constantly. But yeah, I think we're just about there, but we've just got to keep ticking over.
We're cruising, Callum.
I think on touching what Lee says, there's the hardest game from now to the split is probably St Mirren away, and I'm not being disrespectful, obviously, because we've got Rangers, we've got Hearts, we've got Kilmarnock at Celtic Park, but they're all home games. And those games, I remember last year when I was away, but watching them, you could feel when we had Hearts and we won 3-0, and then we had Rangers the next week, and it was real momentum to get it over the line. It almost feels like that's recirculating, and we're going to have that moment again of, right, can we beat Hearts? Right, can we beat Rangers? It's building them and ticking. So St Mirren's probably the hardest, and I think St Johnstone is the other away game that we've got.
And the away games have been tough recently.
Aye, and again, St Johnstone are fighting for their lives.
Look at their pitch on Sunday.
Exactly, the pitch aren't great. St Mirren probably worries me slightly because of the boy like Maldron. Mandron, sorry. He plays up front
as well, yeah.
Watching Trusty tonight, he does look like he struggles with a bit of physicality, so that's also going to be their tactic. Again, it's one game a week almost now. Once we get St Mirren out of the way, it's into the next week. Can we just tick them off as it comes? And look, we're 16 points clear. Hold the pressures on who's it, Barry Ferguson? On a couple of clowns to try and get them something, but bring it on.
Lee, Engels got the sponsor tonight. I was impressed by him. Who is it for you?
Yeah, I was impressed by him. I thought Cameron Carter-Vickers, apart from the couple of things in the first half, he was outstanding. Just so clean on the ball and easy for him. I want to give it to Maeda though, because I just think he's pulled us through at times over the last few weeks, and he's been exceptional out wide and in the centre. Engels was great, but Dyson gets it for me.
You could give it to Dyson every week, Callum. Are you giving it to Dyson?
Of course I am.
There you go, that's it for Full Time Reaction. Like the video, give us your own thoughts on tonight's game below, and we'll see if they build up to that game at St Mirren at the weekend. Cheers.